Thank you.
All right, so what about ISIS in Iraq? Is President Obama doing enough? Senator Lindsey Graham joins us. Good evening, sir. Now it's the Anbar province, Ramadi City, that we're hearing about.
Well, no, President Obama and his entire national team, security team, are incompetent. Everything that's going on in Iraq was predicted by John McCain and myself and the military leaders. They advised the president to leave 10,000 troops in Iraq 2011. The Iraqis would have willingly done that if he had worked to get there. And when we withdrew our troops, ISIS came back. They were al-Qaeda in Iraq that was completely defeated on their knees. And when we left, al-Qaeda in Iraq came back. Iran is now a big player in Iraq. That's not good for us. ISIS is a direct threat to our homeland. At the end of the day, everything you see playing out on the ground in Iraq and Syria goes back to Barack Obama's incompetency.
Senator, let me ask you, you mentioned Iran, and there is the latest from Iran. And today, Iran's President Rouhani dismissing pressure from Congress over the nuclear deal, saying Tehran is dealing with world powers, not American lawmakers. President Rouhani also insisting there is no deal unless all sanctions are lifted. Senator, is there any chance that all sanctions will be lifted?
The sanctions created by the Congress will not be lifted until Congress gets to look at the deal and we vote. If 60 senators disapprove the deal, the congressional sanctions cannot be lifted. The presidential waiver is removed. To the president of Iran, you need to understand the American political system. I know you don't live in a democracy. I know that anybody that speaks up against you and the Ayatollah is shot down like a dog. But here, the Congress is a player. And if you don't understand that, you're soon going to understand it.
Do you think President Obama and Secretary Kerry told Rouhani and his representatives that, look, we can deliver Congress?
Yeah, I think so. I think what happened here is that we ran them over. The Democrats basically broke from Obama. They could not justify allowing Obama to negotiate a deal to lift congressional sanctions without us looking at it. How could you go home and tell your constituents, I trust John Kerry and Barack Obama so much that I don't even look at the deal myself? So when the president of Iran says, we will not agree to a deal until all sanctions are lifted, here's what the president of Iran needs to know. The Congress will make that decision, not the president of the United States. So when John Kerry tells you something that he can control what happens in Congress, well, this is the same John Kerry who told us not to vote for the bill we just voted for.
All right, the news out of Iran in the last couple of days has been that under no circumstances will Iran permit inspections of their military installations. If they absolutely refuse that, is there any way the U.S. Congress, can you see any way the U.S. Congress lifts those sanctions?
I can't imagine, giving the lying and cheating by Iran over the last 20 years, using military facilities to develop a nuclear weapon, that we would agree with the idea of leaving their military installations off limits. But here's what the news, I think, is going to be. Congress has a duty to tell the administration and the Ayatollahs and the president of Iran what we think a good deal would look like. I'm going to draft a resolution defining what I think a good deal would be for America, the region, Israel, and the world. And one of the components of this good deal would be snap inspections anytime and anywhere. And I want to see how many members of the Senate oppose the idea of inspecting sites in Iran anytime, anywhere.
All right, well, quickly then, so if Iran won't permit those snap inspections of military installations.
Right. Anytime, anywhere.
Anytime, anywhere. It sounds like the deal is dead on arrival.
I don't believe you can get the Congress to approve a deal that doesn't require anytime, anywhere inspections. And if they insist on all sanctions being lifted when the deal is signed, I don't think you can get the Congress to agree to that. But we have a duty in Congress to outline what a good deal would look like. I'm going to lead the effort to outline what a good deal would look like, give it to the President, John Kerry, and to the Iranians.